All right, good morning. This is benchmark 22, special right triangles. I'm going to go ahead and proceed on how to find x and y. And I'll go ahead and help you guys out with this. This is my 30-degree angle. This is going to be my 60-degree angle. And this is going to be my right triangle. All right, the first thing I want to do here is label. So make sure you guys do that all the time. So this is going to be my hypotenuse. This 30 degrees across from the 30-degree angle. The side is going to be the short side for the shorter angle, the smaller angle, and this is going to be my longer leg, longer side. Okay, right, label 1, 2. You want to go ahead and put the formulas down for 30, 60, 90. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's write the formulas out. First one is going to be, looking at my notes, looking at the anchor chart in the back of the room, hypotenuse is going to equal 2 times the shorter leg. And the other definition is going to be the longer leg is going to be equal, okay, let's see, it's going to be the shorter leg times the square root of 3. Alright, so let's go ahead, let's see what we have here. Hypotenuse is 32. So I'm going to substitute this in. Equals 2s. We're going to divide each side by 2. Pretty easy. And then we're going to go ahead and solve for s, which is going to be 16. So my shorter side is going to be 16. The s represents x, so I'm just going to substitute that last figure, and I should have done that earlier, but I didn't. So you got 16 equals x. So I'm going to look for my answers here. 16 equals x. The only one that works for us, let's see, this one's definitely not in the picture. Oops. This one's definitely not in the picture. So it's either going to be A or D. So let's go ahead and let's solve for y. I'm going to go in here, substitute the values. My longer leg is y. My shorter side, which is x, it's also, I know that x also equals 16. So let's go, let's plug that in. So it'll be 16 square root of 3. And so I'm going to look for y equals 16.3, and there goes my answer. If you have any questions, let me know. Number 2 for the benchmark 22 review for special right triangles. All right, let's take a look at this. This looks like a square. All the sides are congruent. Here goes my right angle. This side and this side are equal. These are also called our legs. And directly opposite, okay, let's write this down. Directly opposite, that's going to be our hypotenuse. So let's go on, let's label number 1. This is going to be my leg. And the nice thing about this special is going to be a 45, 90 triangle. With 45, 45, I know it's going to be an isosceles triangle as well. Alright, so I know that this angle is going to be the same thing as this angle. So I know it's going to be 45 here. And I know this is going to be 45 as well. All right, so y has to equal 45. So this is the only one that doesn't work for us. Okay, working this out, we labeled number 2. We're going to write the formula. H equals your leg times square root of 2. Again, I'm looking at my anchor chart in the back to help me out. My H is 10. My L is going to be X, and then it's square root of 2. Really simple. Let's go ahead and solve for X. Divide both sides by square root of 2. Right. Cancel out. You got X. And I'm just going to plug this into the calculator. 10 divided by square root of 2. All right, and I got a nice answer there. 7.07. So 7.07. All right, so I know this is not going to work for us. I'll plug in 5 square root of 2, which is also square root of 2, 5 square root of 2. So this will be my answer right here. All right, questions? Let me know. Thank you. Good morning. Let's continue our review on benchmark 22, special right triangles. You have the 45, 45, 90, and the 30, 60, 90. In this case, you have the length of the diagonal of a square. So I'm going to try to draw this out for us. So there goes my square. I know that for a square that each of my sides are going to be congruent. I also know that I have 90-degree angles on each of these corners. The diagonal, so from one corner to the X, next corner is going to be 15 square root of 2. What type of triangle is this? A 45, 45 or a 30, 60? In this case, it's going to be a 45. The sides are equal. And that's really key to know that because it's going to help us use the formula for the 45, 45, 90 special right triangle. All right, let's see how we're going to start this. This will be my X. At the end of this, I want to figure out what the perimeter of the square is. So let's set this up. H hypotenuse equals your leg square root of 2. Plug it in nice and neat. 15 for my hypotenuse equals the length X and then square root of 2. Okay, we'll divide both sides by square root of 2. Square root of 2 cancel out. This square root of 2 also cancels out. And then I'm left with a 15 for X. All right, so 15 here is X. I have 4 sides that are exactly the same length. We're going 15 times 4 for the perimeter. Right, and that gives us a nice 60, and the unit measure is centimeters. All right. Any questions, let me know. Thank you. So finish up this review. This is number 6, special right triangles. So they gave us the 30, 60, 90. So there's my 30, 60, 90. The hypotenuse is 20 square root of 3. So yeah, take your time, read that. Okay, what's the length of the side opposite the 30-degree angle? So the first thing I'll do is I'll draw the diagram. It's a right triangle. Here goes my hypotenuse, 20 square root of 3. Let's just make this 30. You know what? Let's change that. Let's make this 30. Let's make this 60. All right, so directly opposite this will be my short side. This would be the hypotenuse, which we already labeled. And this would be our long side. Okay. After labeling our right triangle, let's put down the definitions. H equals to the short side. And then the second definition is going to be your length. The longer leg is going to be your shorter leg, square root of 3. So let's see the approach here. We know the hypotenuse, we don't know the leg, nor do we know the shorter leg. So let's use that H, and let's bring it over here. That H represents 20 square root of 3 equals 2 times your shorter leg. All right, let's divide both sides by 2. And you're given here, it cancels, 10. 20 divided by 2 is 10, divided by, or times square root of 3. Plug that in, 10 square root of 3, 17/3. All right, so that's going to be S. Okay, so let's write this down. What is the length of the side opposite 30? So this will represent our shorter leg. All right, so let's go ahead. 17/3 is 10 square root of 3, and there goes my answer for this one. I don't necessarily need this information, so this is it. All right, if you have any questions, let me know.